What is going on, guys? It's Emilio. Welcome back to another Standoff 2 video. In this one, we are doing the very much requested gloves tier list. So let's get right into it. All right, you guys loved the knives tier list. So this time we're gonna be doing it for all of the gloves. Now, there are a ton of gloves in the game. We are also going to include the new ones from the Beholder Gambit Battle Pass, even though they're not on the market yet. So there are 53 gloves in total that we have to get through, and we'll start with the newest ones. So let's check it out. First off, we got the gloves Tessera. These are from the new Gambit collection. Purple, blue, orange, kind of a unique colorway. Not necessarily a whole lot of gloves or combos that you could go with. I know there's a J Commando knife from one of the previous battle passes that has like a purple and yellow color to it that might go good with these. But honestly, dude, they look cool, and I like that we have different combos. There's really not enough orange skins in the game, and you'll probably notice this will be a theme that develops as we check out some of the other gloves, because a lot of the orange ones are cool, but there's not a ton of knives or like combos or sets that you can use with them that look good. I should also mention, before we get into this, the criteria that we're gonna be ranking these on. For one, is just like visual appeal. Do we like the colors? Do we like how it looks? Is it a unique design? Is there anything about it that stands out that makes these gloves awesome? The second criteria will be, is there good combos that you can use with these gloves? Because that's very important. A standalone gloves is nice, but gloves with nice knife combos, well, that's what we really want, right? And then we'll also factor in the market price and stuff like that. These newer gloves, we don't quite have the market value yet because they're not released on the market till after the update. But the rest of the gloves will be able to see their market price right here as well. So we can factor that in as well. Is it budget friendly? Are they expensive? Is it like a super god tier knife where it's very desirable, it's very rare, and also very expensive? That's something that kind of factors into it as well. Doesn't necessarily mean that all of the expensive gloves are better, but there is something to be said about having an expensive pair of gloves. A little bit of clout, a little bit of just like baller factor, I guess, if you want to call it that. So the gloves Tessera, again, when we go through this list, everything is up for negotiation and for potentially getting moved around after. Honestly, I really like the gloves. I think that they're unique, but at the same time, just because of the lack of combos, like I'm gonna put these in D tier. I think it's cool. The vibrancy of the colors, that they stand out a lot. They're really cool, but there's just not a lot of options to rock these with as far as camos or as far as guns, skins, stuff like that. So I'm gonna put these in D tier for now. That's my choice, D. All right, next we've got the Gambit gloves. These are from the new pass. I really like these. At the end of this, we're gonna be able to get the butterfly gambit as well, which these two together is just gonna be so clean of a combo. And honestly, I'm a fan of like black and white skins. I really do like them. So these might be a cop for me when they come out onto the market. And I've had a gold or black and yellow inventory in the past. I'm using a red one now, but I might have to get these gloves and buy the butterfly knife as well and start that black and yellow kind of loadout again, because these are just so clean, dude. I really like these. I'm a fan of the minimalist gloves. For right now, we don't know the price. Typically, the Battle Pass gloves are a little bit less expensive because a lot more people have access to them. So depending on how expensive they are, this might be like a pretty budget-friendly loadout. I'm gonna give the Gambit gloves a solid B tier to start. We might move these up later. I am a fan of the Gambit gloves though. I want to make that known. I think these are really clean, and I like the minimalist approach. Next up, we got the white gloves. Now these are going to be an instant cop for me as soon as they drop on the market after this battle pass is finished. I love the white gloves. I really like white and black combos. The bayonet Kumo or the butterfly knife Kumo with this set of gloves is gonna be so clean. And on top of that, you've got a bunch of the other white skins like the karambit. There's one for the kunai, the flip knife. All of these just look so good with these gloves. A lot of people will rock like the butterfly knife dragon glass with these as well. There's a lot of really great combos. The white gloves are super clean. They can basically go with anything. The only thing that I wish about these gloves that was different was this little bit of blue here. That's the only thing that throws off some of the combo potential for these gloves, because these gloves could go good with like black skins, white skins. It works good with white and blue as well right now. But this little bit of teal that's on here, I wish it was a little bit different. I wish it was like purely white. And for that reason, like that's the only thing that's the only complaint I have about these gloves. Other than that though, dude, I'm a big fan. I'm gonna put these, I wanna put them in A tier for now. There's definitely other gloves that are better, but for me, I think white gloves in A tier for now. These will probably get moved later, but I'm gonna start out by putting them there. All right, next we've got the Rituals. These are kind of in the same boat as the Tessera gloves. I really like the uniqueness of them. Like there's no other gloves in the game that are even close to this. It looks really dope. Maybe like the gold butterfly knife would go good with this, the Legacy, I think it's called. Not a lot of skin combo potential though. That's kind of bringing these down. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of knives that would really go good with this. Maybe like a blue butterfly knife as well, or like a dragon glass to match the blue that's on the like fingertips. But overall, there's not any real orange knives. There's not a lot of yellow knives. Like that's kind of your only potential is like the gold knives, like the Fang Legacy or like the butterfly knife. Those would go good with this. Honestly though, there's just not a lot of potential for combos. So I'm gonna put these in D tier above the Tessera actually, because I like these a little bit more. The Tesseras are cool, but the Rituals have more combo potential, and I just generally like these colors a little bit better. All right, moving on. Next, still continuing with the Gambit collection, we've got the gloves Dread. These are awesome, dude. Like, pretty much the same story as the rest of the gloves in the Gambit collection, where there's not a lot of skin combos that you can rock with these. There's plenty of blue on here, but it's like the light blue. So like any dragon glass is potential here. But honestly, dude, the thing that carries these gloves for me is just the face that's on them. Like that's badass, dude. I really like this. I think it's cool. I think it's unique. Honestly, dude, like I'm a fan. It might not have the most combo potential, which is okay. And we don't know what the price of these gloves is gonna be. I would imagine that the Dread, the Tessera, the Ritual will probably be among the cheaper of the gloves from this battle pass. The Gambit and the white gloves, I think are probably gonna be the highest price. Gloves Dread, where do we put this? This is a debatable C tier for me. I could put it at D tier in front of the Ritual, or maybe in between the Ritual and Tessera, but honestly, I kind of like these a little bit more. Just for the uniqueness factor, I'm gonna put these in C tier. These will probably get bumped around a little bit towards the end as we get more C tier gloves. But for right now, I feel like that's a good pick. I feel like C tier is a good home for the Dread gloves. All right, next up, I think this is the last set of gloves from the Gambit collection. We've got the Ravage gloves. Now, we've got a lot of other skins in the Ravage collection now. We've got the dual Akimbo Uzis. We've got the M that's gonna come out. And honestly, I've seen some people rocking combos with these gloves that look pretty good in the game. They go great with the Saphira, which is like the green knife. So you've got like the Fang, the butterfly knife goes good with these. And I like that because there's not a lot of good combos for green skins either. And these gloves are an option to kind of mix a purple and green loadout. Call it like the Hulk loadout, whatever. So honestly, I like these, dude. These are pretty good. I don't like them as much as the Dread gloves. I think that the Dread gloves are just overall cooler, but these gloves have a lot of combo potential, so I'm gonna put these in C tier, right behind the Dread. I'm just not a biggest fan of the Ravage skins, and honestly, if you're gonna do a purple loadout, there's way better options. But because it has the potential to mix with green loadouts as well, I'm gonna give it C tier. I feel like that's acceptable. Okay, now moving on. Let's talk about the Hanami gloves. These, honestly, I don't know what to say. These are just kind of ugly to me. It looks like wallpaper from your grandma's house. I don't really like these. These deserve to be the lowest price skins on the market. These are the cheapest gloves that you can buy right now. 440 gold, basically like zero combo potential unless you're gonna use like a gold knife or something like that. But honestly, dude, these are just ugly, man. These are ugly. I feel bad for anybody rocking the Hanami gloves. These are just not it, bro. I'm gonna definitely put these bottom of F tier. complete dookie tier. I don't really like the Hanami gloves at all. Okay, next up, what do we got here? The camo gloves. Honestly, dude, these are tough. I like the hand wrap gloves, like they're cool, but there's just nothing that really goes with these. This is like basic kind of like mud camo gloves. There's no real like brown knives. All the brown knives are kind of low tier as well. These ones just don't really go with much. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, if you were a free-to-play player or if you don't have a lot of gold, I would take these gloves over the Hanamis. So, like, dude, I guess we'll put this like in F tier above the Hanamis for now. Like, those can stay there. I'm not really a fan. I do like the hand wrap gloves though. I will say. I think these are a cool style of gloves. So I do like that, but there's just no real combo potential and they're super cheap. So that's where they're gonna stay. Next up, the ironclad gloves. These I feel like are a little slept on. To be the third lowest priced gloves in the game, I think these are kind of badass, dude. I really do like these. There's not a lot of green skins in the game yet. There's the ironclad M4, which this goes really well with. You might be able to mix this with like this, or maybe like a Sting, whatever the green Sting knife is, but it's kind of a different color green. All the knives that are green right now, at least that I'm aware of, are like more of a neon color green, where this is more of like a foresty kind of matte green color. To be real, you know, these ones could be, there's a couple different tiers the ironclads could go in. Honestly, I don't think they deserve to be F tier. I don't know why they're so cheap. To be a sub 500 gold glove, I don't know if these deserve that. I think the biggest thing holding them back is really just the lack of combos. Maybe because of the red that's on them, you could do like a green and red loadout, but I don't really know like what good knives you would rock with this. So with that being said, honestly, I'm gonna put these could go at the end of C tier or they could go at the beginning of D tier. Either one I feel like is appropriate. I'm gonna put them top of D tier for now. I think that these will be okay being right here. Super cheap, not a lot of combo potential. They're cool though, and I think they're a little underrated. So I'm gonna give them some love, put them at top of D tier. Some people could argue F tier here, but for me, they're solid gloves, you know what I mean? Out of the bottom three gloves, if I had to choose between the Hanami, the camo, or these, I would definitely rock the ironclads, dude. And if there was more combo potential, if there was a lot of green skins that get dropped, I think that honestly, as soon as there's a operation, a battle pass, or an update, or a new case that has green knives in it, a lot of the green gloves are gonna be, you know, moved up in price. They're gonna be more expensive and probably will move up higher in these tier lists as we get to have more combo options with them. Next up, gloves tan hide. I think we already know where these ones are gonna end up. 512 gold. It's kind of like, there's not really a lot going on here. Brown gloves just don't really do it for me. They're not that different from like default gloves. They have a little bit of gold, so they could go well with like a gold combo, or like the Bayonet Ancient or J Commando Ancient, some of the like brown knives. These could go well with that. They're okay. Like, they're pretty cool. But for me, dude, I can't see myself ever really buying or rocking these in game. Honestly, I'm gonna put these in F tier, above the Hanami and below the camo. I would rather have the camo gloves, to be honest. Next up, the gloves utility. Another kind of brown and gold combo set. These, they go good with like a gold loadout. They're pretty cheap. They're like better than default gloves for sure, but there's not really anything special about them. They're just kind of bland, you know what I mean? These are definitely a budget knife, or these are definitely a budget loadout set of gloves. And honestly, this is another F tier pick for me, dude. I still think I'd rather have the gloves camo than the utility. So I'm gonna put these here, and I'm gonna put the camo gloves above that. So these will sit in F tier for now. All right, here we go. Our first kind of dark horse, dude, our first sleeper, the gloves Flux. Now these, I don't understand why they're so cheap. I think they're pretty cool gloves. I like the checkered pattern on the hands. These ones are pretty cool, dude. You've got the stiletto Flux, you've got The M4A1S Sour, that's a combination that I see people rock a lot. I think it's really clean. It does kind of have this like weird puke green color, which I can understand why people generally just like wouldn't be a fan of. But honestly, dude, these are like not a bad pick, man. These are like some decent gloves. I think they're fairly priced. I think these ones are very fairly priced. At 574 gold, the Gloves Flux is a good budget glove, dude. Like, I can't really complain here. This, for me, like, maybe they're not my cup of tea, but if I had these gloves in my inventory, like, I wouldn't be upset about that. I wouldn't be mad at that. I think they're a good set of gloves. Something tells me that these go like D tier between the Tessera and the Ritual. I think that's what we're gonna do. The Tesseras are cool, but there's no options really for skins. The Gloves Flux for me go like right here. I think they're solid. I think the Rituals are cooler. I think the Ironclad is more a combo potential. Actually, you know what? And we're gonna do this too. We're gonna do this. I think these green gloves can kind of go in the center here. That's the beauty of this tier list, is the more skins that get added, it kind of reshuffles the order and we put everything in perspective. And at the very, very end, we get the full picture. So like as the gloves come up by themselves, we're only kind of rating it in comparison to what exists on the tier list already. But then as more get added to it, we kind of have to like shuffle things around. So that's the beauty of this. These are a lot of fun to do. I'm glad you guys are liking these videos. They're an absolute nightmare to edit. They take so long. Like the knife tier list took like 8 hours just in editing, and I'm already not looking forward to editing this video because it's going to take so long because there's 50 something gloves. But I'm glad you guys are liking this. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what tier list you want to see next. Next up, we got the Gloves Steam Rider. Now these, again, just off the uniqueness, I have to give them a little bit of love, all right? They might be brown gloves, which is kind of mid, but the gold on the fingers is really cool. And I kind of like the steampunk theme. Like they're doing something different. I like it when they take a creative approach to the glove and they do something that makes the glove stand out that's like nothing else in the game is like it. So the Steam Riders, for me, these are like, if you had a budget gold loadout, these are what I would rock. You know what I mean? They're pretty cool. 580 gold is like a very fair price for these. The Steam Riders, for me, these might be a bottom of C tier. I might put these above. Maybe the Ravage still has the, is this a D or C tier glove, man? There's a lot of places we could put this. Steam Rider, I don't know if it goes below the Tessera. I still honestly kind of feel like I'd rather have the Rituals too. I think this might be a D tier, dude. It's like top 1 or 2 in D tier or bottom of C tier, just off of like combo potential. Honestly, dude, these might be D tier. I think we have to do it to them. They're very, very cool. They are pretty unique. Yeah, we'll do this for now. So I think second in D tier behind the Rituals, because the Rituals would be pretty gangster for a gold loadout as well. The Steam Rider, I mean, the brown skin, there's a lot of weight being carried in the fact that they're just unique. There's no other like steampunk gloves in the game. These are gonna go in D tier right here. All right, next up, we've got the handcraft gloves, black and orange. There's really not that many combos with this. This goes great with the stiletto, like the reddish knife. Other than that though, there's really not a ton of stuff to work with these. Like the orange loadouts in this game just don't really get a lot of love, dude. There's not a lot of great options out there. For 600 gold too, I feel like these are a little more expensive than I would like to pay for these gloves. If we're talking about like all these other options here, you've got the Steam Riders, the Flux, the Ironclad. All these gloves that we've mentioned so far are less expensive than these. Honestly, I'm gonna give these F tier above the camo gloves. There's just not a lot to really say about these. They're kind of mid. Next up is the Artificer. Kind of a similar story. Like, these are cool gloves, dude. I like the vibrancy. I like the bright color, but it's orange, dude, and we just don't have a lot of orange gloves and orange knives and orange weapons. So the Artificer is pretty cool, dude. I like these. Like, I'm a fan of these, but I mean, I think they're fairly priced. I think the price is good. I'm gonna put these D tier below the Tessera. They're all right to me. Next up, we got the Gloves polymer. This is the cheapest blue glove in the game. A lot of people like blue loadouts. There's so many options for blue loadouts. These go great with basically any blue knife. You could definitely rock like Dragon Glass. You could definitely maybe get away with like Year of the Tiger. What other blue knives are there? You could probably rock some white knives with this as well. And honestly, maybe even gold. The blue and gold combo is kind of slept on. I think these could go potentially with, you know, a lot of different stuff. They're pretty cheap. It's your most budget-friendly blue glove. How do we feel about the polymers? Let's see. I'm feeling a D tier right now. I'm feeling D tier, probably right around here. I think I would rather have the ironclads. The polymer can go right here though. So smack dab middle of D tier. They're kind of low tier blue gloves. There's some cooler options in D tier for like maybe around the same price, a little bit cheaper even. Yeah, I think these belong in D tier, dude. But they're a good budget option if you're looking for a blue glove, if you have a blue loadout. So that's where we'll put it. 18, we got the Mortal Veil gloves. These are sick, dude. If you're rocking a green loadout, these are probably your best gloves to choose right now. These are I've actually had these gloves before. They're really cool. In game, they're nice and bright. I like the bright green color. This is the glove that is the color green that matches with the green gloves that we have, with the green knives that we currently have. You've got the Tonto, you've got the Sting, that's green, and this set of gloves goes really great with either of those. I am a big fan. I think that these are solid C tier for me. I'm gonna actually put these above the Ravage gloves. Do they go above or below the Dread? The Dreads are just cool, man. They're just cool. We don't know how much the Dreads cost either. If this is a super cheap glove, like I might have to cop these just because I like them. The Mortal Veil, I feel like this is a solid C tier pick. Above the Ravage, below the Dread for now. Pretty solid gloves, pretty underrated too as far as the price. I could see these being up to like 1,000 gold if we get some more green knives and there's like more combo options for these. I also do like this style of glove with like the checkered kind of like part for the wrist. Pretty cool, man. All right, C tier it is. Next on the list is the spray gloves, 715 gold. Kind of a lot going on as far as the colors here. This kind of just looks like a 4-year-old like got a mixed bag of crayons at a restaurant and just like scribbled all over the paper menu, like a little graffiti. Like this is like a doodle on the back of your homework kind of glove. I don't really know how I feel about these. Just like rainbow vomit. I don't know, dude. The spray gloves for me is gonna be top of F tier for right now because these are just kind of funky, dude. I don't really like these, to be honest. They're pretty decent for 715 gold. I'd take them over these other options in F tier, but they're kind of just mid, bro. There's no real combos with these, and they're just like, you know, like a child scribbled on them. I don't really like it. Not a fan. F tier. Gloves Marble. Okay, these are kind of clean. I feel like maybe these are overpriced a little bit. I like the wraps. It's white and gold. There are some solid combo options here. Not the most unique or fancy or like showboaty, not the most baller gloves. I think they're slightly overpriced. The marbles are solid though. Like these could go with a lot of different gold options. I feel like I'm feeling a strong D tier. I could be swayed maybe to put these in C tier, but I'd have to see some combos with this and be like, damn, that's a sweet, like perfect. If it was a perfect combo for these, maybe it could go bottom of C tier, but for now, I'm feeling like this is a D tier and it's gonna go behind the rituals, and we'll just take these and consolidate them, put this kind of right here. Marble, sticking with D tier. All right, we're almost halfway through our list here. We've got the gloves Stream. These are kind of cool. They kind of look like a toothpaste tube. The white and blue, there's not a lot of like combos that could go with this. Yes, they're white, but this teal, this like greenish blue color, like there's not a really whole lot that goes with these. They are unique though, they're different. Like if you can find something that looks good with these, then they could be really sweet. But for me personally, like I'm just not a fan. I feel like these are maybe fairly priced as far as the amount of gold, 730. Like I could definitely see this being like a 500 or 600 gold glove. Like, I don't really know. I don't really see a lot of people rocking these either. It's possible. I like the blue and white. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence with these, man. Like, I want to put these in D tier, but D tier is looking kind of stacked right now. Are these an F tier glove? The toothpaste gloves, I don't know, dude. Maybe bottom of C tier, maybe somewhere top of D tier, F tier. Honestly, dude, I feel like I gotta put these F tier, dude. D tier is full and some of these are pretty sweet, but at the same time, like, I don't know, dude. These are way better than all of the F tier items. I don't know if they quite deserve F tier. I don't think they deserve F tier, dude. Let's see. Ooh, I'm feeling somewhere in the mix right here. I'm feeling like this might be middle, smack dab middle of D tier. And we're starting to run out of room, so I'm gonna have to like shrink these down a bit, bro. Because there's gonna be like multiple levels to D tier, it seems. Because D tier is definitely where a lot of these gloves are gonna land. Some of them just like, they don't quite deserve to be in F tier, but there's like not a lot going for them either. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna shrink these down and we're gonna start like multiple levels within D tier here. So this is what we're gonna do for now. I'm gonna put these right here. Stream gloves will go right there. Oops. And these gloves can go like this. If we have more gloves that go in D tier, what we'll do is we'll start putting them above or below. So it'll be from top to bottom, left to right is how we're gonna sort this for D tier. Let's see what our next gloves are. We got the gloves Immolation. Another solid glove with just not a lot of potential, dude. The orange is just kind of, you know, we don't got a whole lot. Out of the orange combos that we have, the rituals are definitely the best. Artificer might be better than these. So I think like you've got the M4 Predator, you've got the Deagle Predator, as far as like orange skins that you could use. The Immolation, I would rather have the Artificer than these, so the Immolation is gonna go right here, end of D tier. Next up, Dragon Scale, another potential orange glove category. This one, kind of different. It's got its green or like blue, teal, whatever color this is, mixed with the orange. Dragon Scale, like, I don't know, dude. To me, these are just pretty ugly. I don't really like these much. I'm feeling this might be an F tier glove, dude. This is top of F tier for now. Top of F tier, bro. These are just weird looking. I don't really have nothing to say about the Dragon Scales. Very, very bottom of the barrel for me. All right, moving onwards. Here we go. The Flicker gloves. These are cool. They're kind of busy. There's a lot going on here. You've got the blue, purple, pink, a hint of like orangish tan, whatever this is going on right here. For 759 gold too, like, I feel like these might be fairly priced, maybe slightly over. There's some cool gloves that these could hang with. There's some cool knives that could also maybe go with this. It's a decent like purple, maybe blue combo. There's maybe the pink butterfly knife would go good with these too. The Flicker gloves, man. I am not a fan of these though, to be honest with you. I think that we have a new top of F tier. These are gonna lead the way in F tier. Gloves Flicker. Nothing really special about them, dude. They're just kind of meh. So top of F tier it is. All right, gloves number 25. Here we go. We're starting to get into some of the higher tier ones. We're moving up the list. If you guys haven't noticed, we're going from the price lowest to highest. So the most expensive gloves will be last. And those choices might surprise you. So stick around and find out where we put the most expensive gloves, because some of them I already know are not gonna be in the tier that you think. Let's talk about the acid gloves though, because these I think are super slept on. I really believe that these have a ton of potential. The best combos that I've seen with these gloves, you've got the pink butterfly knife, and bro, these gloves with any of the universe skins, so you've got like the M9 universe, you've got the Karambit universe, those combos go so hard, bro. And honestly, for 785 gold, dude, I'm gonna put these in A tier behind the white gloves because these are sick, dude. These are honestly really cool gloves. If there's a pink and green combo, these are what you're choosing, dude. If you're going with a pink loadout, then these are very high in contention for the gloves you should be rocking. I feel very comfortable putting these in A tier. I think those are sick gloves, dude. Again, these with the M9 Universe, so clean, bro. Probably one of the most underrated combos I have ever seen. Next up, we got the gloves Thug. How these are more expensive than all the other gloves we've talked about so far is beyond me. These are definitely gonna get put in the low tiers, bro. For me, I think that the gloves Thug, these are definitely gonna go top of F tier. I honestly would like these more than the Flicker, and these are definitely better than all the other gloves in F tier so far. So I think what we have to do is expand our F tier, man. A lot of F tier gloves, dude. We got to shrink this down to make some room here because we've got plenty more that could potentially land here. But the gloves Thug is gonna be our next addition. Top of F tier though. It's in F tier, but it's the top of F tier, okay? So there's that. All right, number 27, here we go. The gloves Gangster. I talked a lot about how I like white and black glove combos. These ones are pretty clean. I feel like these are a solid pick, dude. I've had these in my loadout before. For the price, I think these are awesome. I like a neutral, clean glove. Like, dude, some of the more like creative or like out of the box kind of funky looking gloves, like the Flicker, like the Steam Rider, like the Streams, like all of those gloves, like they're cool and they're unique in their own right. But that doesn't necessarily make them like good, you know what I mean? I respect the creativity and I like the uniqueness, but for me, the Gangster is just a clean, overall, all around good glove. And you've got like a lot of combo potential. It's not gonna be like a perfect combo where all the colors match and it's just like God tier, but I like the Gangster for its versatility, man. I like that you can mix it up and you can rock a lot of different things with it. It's just like the black and white, you can't really go wrong. You know what I mean? It's super clean. At 820 gold, it's pretty affordable too. Definitely like a solid B tier for me, dude. Some people might not think so, but I'm a fan of the Gangster gloves. I can't lie, man. I like B tier. I feel like that's a good home for these. Next up, we've got the Mimicry gloves. These are another like kind of fingerless ones. Honestly, I'm glad that these aren't super overpriced like some of the other Mimicry skins. The fact that the Sting Knife Mimicry is the most expensive maybe would make people think that the other Mimicry skins would also be good. I'm just not a fan of this skin, the Mimicry skins. The AKR with the scoped AKR Mimicry is pretty cool. It's definitely like the pink translucent kind of style. Like I dig that, but as the gloves, I don't know, man. I'm not the biggest fan. There are some combos you could rock with these, but the Mimicries, dude, this is definitely got to be somewhere in like D tier for me. Right now, the only thing that I'm pricing these off of, and also for 829 gold, like I feel like there's better options. I would rather like save up a little. If I had 829 gold right now and I didn't like any of the other skins that are cheaper than that, and I had the option to buy the Mimicry gloves or save up a little bit more gold and buy something that's a little bit more expensive, like we'll talk about after this, I would definitely just be like, I'm gonna save my gold. I'm gonna wait. Mimicry gloves for me, I'm feeling a strong D tier. I think I'm gonna have to put these, I feel like these go kind of tied with like the Stream gloves. I don't know, I think I'd rather have the Stream and would rather have the Mimicry than the utility. So I'm gonna do this. We'll make some room here, and the Sting, or the Mimicry gloves are gonna go pretty much right in the middle of D tier. I feel like that's solid. The utility gloves are kind of mid, all these other ones are kind of but we'll do that right here. And honestly, now that I'm looking back at it, dude, the Tesseras are slept on, bro. Like, yes, there's not a lot of combos, but they look pretty cool, man. I'm gonna have to put these somewhere higher up here. I want to change this to be like top of D tier with the rituals, dude. I would rather have these than I would honestly maybe even move these up, dude. It can't be, hold on guys, we might have to do some adjusting in D tier, dude. I don't think the rituals deserve D tier either. I'm a fan of these, bro. Like I like these. Damn, I'm having to rethink this a little bit. Hold on, dude. Hold on, wait just a minute here, dude. Ooh, okay, I see it. I see the vision, dude. It's coming together in my mind here. I think we do this. Yup. This is what's happening. We're putting the Ravages down in D tier where they probably should have been from the start. Tessera's gonna be in C tier. Yeah, this feels much more like how I would actually want it. I like this. This is what we're this looks and feels much, much better to me. I think that Tessera, we were sleeping on the Tessera gloves for sure, bro. The dreads, yes, they got appropriately rated. The rituals though, we definitely slept on. Like, these are solid, bro. These are cool gloves. Let's not lie. Both of these three options from the new collection are pretty sick, dude. The pricing will determine maybe if they stay in this tier or move down to the top of D tier, but we're sticking with this. This feels way better to me, dude. I like this a lot. I think we didn't give enough credit to some of these gloves, and the Ravages, honestly, we gave a little too much. These are just kind of like, out of the purple gloves, which we're about to get into some more of them, these are like just okay. All right, let's keep moving along. Let's keep plugging along here. We've got the Slash gloves up next. These are pretty cool. Red, white, blue, all good combos with this. The M9 Dark Shiver or the Stiletto go pretty good with this. It's pretty much like the most perfect combo you can get actually with these gloves. I've seen a couple people rocking that and it looks very, very clean. Ooh, gloves Slash. I'm feeling like these are gonna go here, C tier, dude, for me. We're at the point in the list where things are starting to get hard because some of these are very nice gloves, but just not my favorite. I feel like bottom of C tier for the Slash. That's solid. Moving on, we got the gloves Spectral. 890 gold, kind of expensive. Some definitely pretty cool combo options. They got the Spectral. We got, let's see, there's the J Commando knife that's like purple and yellow that goes good with this. Not a ton of combo options, but you can maybe swing a couple that are like creative or like they're close fits, but they just look good with the gloves. I kind of like the fade on it. It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. Overall, it's a solid option. I'm gonna put these behind the Slash, I think. Honestly, yeah, let's do that. We'll put these in the end of C tier. Glove Spectral, C tier, end of C tier, locking it in. Okay, next up, we've got the gloves Fossil. These have been in the game for a long time. They're almost 900 gold, 887, maybe slightly overpriced for these. Again, this is another like kind of toothpaste looking skin to me. This looks like a rusty penny. Ooh, gloves Fossil, bro. These are okay. Honestly, dude, I feel like I know where I need to put these. They're pretty cool. Definitely not a lot of combo potential, but they're another one of those unique kind of skins that are just like, they're different enough where if I had them in my inventory, I wouldn't be mad. You know what I mean? Like, I like the gloves. I think that these are strong D tier or C tier. I could go kind of in between with these, top of D tier. I don't really feel comfortable doing that though, dude. So I feel like for now, we'll do very bottom of C tier for the Fossil gloves. All right, moving up the list, we've got the gloves Feral. These are pretty sick. If you're rocking a pink loadout, this is a very, very good option for you. For 899 gold, I feel like that's underrated for these. I feel like these could be priced higher. The pink butterfly knife goes really good with this. I feel like any of the universe skins also go good with this. For like a purple and pink combo, these are pretty solid, dude. I'm gonna put these in B tier. They could go, I'm gonna go in between the Gangster and the Gambit gloves. I would rather have the Gambit gloves, but the Ferals are pretty sweet. So for me, I think that that's like pretty solid, dude. I'll give them the credit they deserve. I feel like they're fairly priced. Best pink combo gloves, other than maybe the Acid if you want to have like an M9 or a Karambit universe with these, it's just like untouched. But these with like the purple or pink butterfly knife, yeah, dude, solid option. I feel good with the Ferals being in B tier, honestly. Moving up, we've got the gloves Rebellion. These are the cheapest red gloves, I believe, and rightfully so. They're kind of bland, not a lot going on. With the red skins that we have in the game right now, a lot of them are red and black, which is great for like the bottom half of this glove, but it's the orange fingertips that kind of throw me off a little bit. These ones, I feel like might be overpriced. I feel like these could be like a 700 or 800 gold glove. 900 seems a little high for me, just given what they are. I would rather have these than the fossils, but not the spectral gloves, which means that for me, this is gonna go second to last in C tier. And C tier is also starting to fill up a little bit. So if we have any more C tier options, we're gonna have to make some adjustments to our sizes here. But honestly, Rebellion gloves, this is like the cheapest of the cheap for reds. And so for that reason, I feel like C tier is appropriate. There's just better red combo options, and they, to me, are slightly overpriced. Okay, speaking of red combos and red gloves, we've got the gloves frond. These I have in my inventory. I have my M9 Scratch with these gloves, which is my favorite red combo in the game right now. For that reason, I feel like it should already be clear that we're giving these a high rating. These are underpriced, in my opinion. These could easily be 1,000 gold plus. I'm gonna put the fronds bottom of A tier. Could possibly be in between with the whites. Ooh, let's see. Dang, dude. I just realized we don't have any S tier gloves yet. What are our S tier gloves, dude? Is there any? I don't know if there's any like just absolute god tier gloves, dude. S tier might just be like my personal choice at the end, like the ones that I think are my favorites I'll put in tier. The gloves frond though, they're pretty cool. Definitely my favorite red combo right now. I feel like A tier is appropriate. Can leave these bottom of A tier for right now. Yeah, there we go. I think that'll do, man. That'll do. A tier, I don't know. These might get moved around, but for now, bottom of A tier for the frond gloves. Next up, we got the burning fists. We're kind of into like the red combo era. Let's see. Burning fists. I've had these before. They go great with the Kumo knives. So like a white and red combo is perfect for these. They don't go the best with the other red skins because of the orange and stuff that's on here. I do really like these gloves though. These are a solid pick for a red or white inventory. I feel like I gotta put these, are we really putting the Gambit gloves above the burning fists? I think so, maybe. I'm partially biased because my inventory right now is red, but I'm trying to like keep a clear mind and just like keep them as individuals, you know what I mean? Like not be very biased with my personal choice in skins, but just like overall looking at it purely objectively. I think the burning fists being kind of towards the bottom, but solid B tier choices. Like these are cool gloves, man. I do really like these, and they're unique. 1,000 gold I think is cheap for these. I think B tier is solid. This is good. This is good. Next, we've got the gloves Onyx for 1,081 gold. Very basic combo. I've had these gloves before. They're pretty cool with like the gold fang or the Damascus fang. Other than that, not a ton of great combos. I am a fan of the like clean black and gold gloves. For me, the Gambit gloves have replaced these as like the solid kind of like matte black minimalist but super clean loadout. The Onyx for me is gonna go somewhere in here, somewhere in C tier probably. I think, yeah, all right, I think I've decided. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put these like pretty much in the middle of C tier. If these weren't as expensive, if these were a cheap gloves, then maybe they could move up just based off of how sick and clean they are for the budget. But I think that for right now, these go like somewhere right here. We'll make a little bit of room. We'll put the Onyx gloves kind of in the middle, smack dab in the middle actually of C tier. We got 4 skins on either side, so these are the middle of the line choice for C tier at the moment. So this is our lineup so far. Let's see, how many more gloves do we got? Oh geez, we're like a little over halfway, but there's still so many more. Oh my god, we're gonna this whole screen is gonna be filled with gloves. We're gonna max out our tier list here. We're probably gonna have to resize this a couple more times. Gloves champion. Okay, for the price, very, very fair. I think this is a perfect price for these gloves. Best yellow gloves in the game. The champion gloves are slept on. These are underrated. So I feel like I have to give these an appropriate rating here. For me, this is guaranteed B tier. It's just a matter of where. I think these gloves are essentially the burning fists, but for the yellow loadout, and the burning fists are like the equivalent for the red loadout. We're gonna do our first tie right now, I'm gonna do Burning Fists and Champions together in this tier because they're basically the same glove, but for like the different combos. You know what I mean? I can't put one of those in front of the other. So those two for me are tied right below the Feral gloves in B tier. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Is it fair to do a tie? I think so. But if we go from top to bottom with our ranking, like, we might as well just do it like this. These are tied with the Burning Fist being like slightly better maybe. But honestly, pretty fair to say that those are both valid right there. B tier, very, very strong B tier for the Champion gloves. Underrated gloves in my opinion, best for the yellow loadout. Next, we got the gloves Templar. I've got a set of these. They look so good with the red knives. The red butterfly knife is probably the best combo. The scratch also goes really good with these. For 1,400 gold, I feel like maybe they're slightly overpriced. I feel like they're only, 1,500-ish gold because they're older gloves. They've been in the game for a while. I feel like these are fair to, these could like be on the line going back and forth between B tier and C tier, honestly. I like the Burning Fist as a glove more. It's just like it doesn't go the best with the combo. And like, I have these gloves and they're a part of my loadout, so I'm not being biased here by putting them a little bit lower. They're definitely cooler, in my opinion, than the gangster gloves, which means I think we have to put them kind of here in the middle of B tier. I think this is fair to say. Yeah, I like this. Kind of like slightly below middle of B tier, above the gangsters. This is where the Templars are gonna stay for now. Cool gloves, maybe slightly overpriced, but other than that, for like a white, red, and black loadout, which is what I like these are a solid pick. So we'll leave them there. B tier, a 4 now. Gloves, number 38. We're cooking here. We still got like 20 more to go, but we're making our way downtown. Here we go, the gloves Punk. These are another pretty sweet glove. I've had these before. They're awesome. Solid for a pink, solid for a blue. Awesome with the universe skins again, also good with dragon glasses. These have some versatility as far as their combo potential. I really like these. I'm feeling a strong, they might be better than the Ferals too, honestly, just because of combo potential. Might even be better than the Gambit gloves. I think we might have a new contender for top of B tier. These might even be A tier. Do we do it to them? A tier's looking a little empty right now. These could go A tier. This is somewhere in between, dude. This is like in between A tier and B tier. Ooh, what do we do? Are they an A tier or is it just better than the Gambit? I think they're better than the Gambit. All right, we gotta do this, man. This is gonna be our new top of, leading the charge in B tier is the Punk gloves. We'll take the rest of these, move these back a little bit, make some room. Here we go. Gloves Punk. Super clean, kind of minimalist. I like the cotton candy sort of theme. Pretty cool gloves. I think that we can leave those in B tier. That's all right. Next up, we got the gloves Shatter. Purple and blue. These gloves are all right, dude. I've had these before and rocked them with a blue loadout and they're sweet. The purple kind of throws me off a little bit. I wish that the purple that's on this glove was white. If these were blue and white gloves, they would have been perfect. These could have been S tier gloves if they weren't purple and blue, dude. The purple and blue just kind of throws me a little bit. These are probably somewhere among your best choice for like a blue glove combo. If you're gonna rock like, bayonet shivers or I don't know, dude, maybe even like the purple sting knife. Like, I don't know, dude. These are cool, but they might have to go C tier for me. And if we're gonna put them in C tier, then that means they're gonna be right in the middle because I like all these top 4 gloves in C tier better than these right now. And also for 1,600 gold, I think they're kind of overrated, to be honest. So we're gonna move these, and this is gonna be a new middle of C tier glove because these are just kind of meh. They're cool, dude, but a little too expensive in my opinion. And the purple, it just, I don't know, not my favorite choice. Not my favorite, man. They're okay, but honestly, at this point, I would rather have some of these other more unique gloves than these ones. They're kind of just meh. Very mediocre gloves. All right, next up, we got the Year of the Tiger gloves. Blue, white and black. I like the blue and white. This is kind of, you know, what I was wishing the glove shatter would be, like the blue but with the white streaks instead. I don't think I can put these in A tier. I definitely believe that these are better than C tier, and it's now more so a matter of where in B tier they're gonna go. I don't believe that they're better than these top 3. They are probably somewhere in line. Like the Year of the Tiger, the Burning Fist, and the Champion are all kind of like the same glove, but with a different color combo for like what they would go well with. The Year of the Tiger is for like your blue and white loadout. The Burning Fist is your red and white, and the Champion is the white and yellow. So these are all like the same glove for me. Honestly, I feel like we can't do a 3-way tie. So, you know, that would just be kind of ridiculous. We're splitting straws now, but I think that for right now, I'm gonna put these in B tier behind the Burning Fist and Champions. I do like those 2 gloves a little bit more. Year of the Tiger is definitely better than these 2. I think that's a good selection right there. That feels fair. I think that's fair. The price point, they could be a little bit cheaper. 1600 is all right though. They are kind of rare, older guns, or older knife, or what am I saying? Older gloves. So that's all right. Okay, next up we've got the Gloves Royal Rose. This is another like purple pink sort of contender. B tier already contains the Punk and the Feral. I don't know if there's more room in B tier for these gloves. They are pretty cool though. I do like these. I am a fan. I think that this might be like bottom of B tier for right now. These could go so good with like the pink butterfly knife or the M9 Universe. So like they have a lot of potential. They could be very, very cool, but they're just not my cup of tea. But I do think the design that's on them, like the vines and like kind of thorny looking pattern that's on it, super cool. I comfortably am gonna put these at the bottom of B tier for now. Okay, next up we have the Gloves X-Ray. These are cool. I like the white kind of bones on the bottom. That's a small detail that most people might overlook. For 2,000 gold though, these are kind of overpriced, slightly overrated. They do have a nice kind of like dark purple and blue theme and could go good with a bunch of different loadouts. I feel like these could go also in B tier, maybe top of C tier. Top of C tier I feel like is the easy choice. To put it in B tier means we have to negotiate somewhere. So I don't really think we should do that. I think for now, it's pretty safe to say that these are gonna be the new top of C tier. Because C tier is like, they're okay. We don't love it, we don't hate it. You know what I mean? C tier is like, if we have these gloves in our inventory, I'd be pumped, they're cool, but they're not like goated, you know what I mean? D tier and F tier is like, whatever, we don't really care. B tier is like, okay, these are sick gloves. A tier is like, I want these so bad, and S tier is like, absolute best of all time. Untouchable, unfuckwittable, best gloves in the game. We haven't quite got there yet, I don't think. There's some of these A tier gloves and B tier gloves that could go to S tier, but we'll see. Let's get the rest of our gloves on the list first. Next up, we have the Gloves Dragon Glass classic skin. As old as time, as old as the game itself, the Dragon Glass is just a classic skin. Great for the blue. Could also rock the white knives with this. Plenty of combo potential. Dragon Glass is solid, is a solid overall, dude. Dragon Gloves or Dragon Glass, I have to put these in B tier. I feel like I'm gonna put these, Dragon Glass for me goes, dang, the Burning Fist and Champion Gloves are kind of throwing the whole B tier off right now. Let's see. I think Dragon Glass goes above the Year of the Tiger and all of these. So let's make these smaller. We'll do that. And then we'll put the Dragon Glass right there. That feels appropriate to me. I'm liking how B tier is shaping up. I feel like this is solid. C tier is solid. A tier is very, very solid. D and F is like whatever. But yeah, Dragon Glass, we'll put that B tier. I think that's solid. Next up, we've got the gloves Raider. We're starting to move up the list. We're getting to the more expensive gloves here. We're kind of at the top end of things. We're above 2,000 gold. The Raider gloves are super unique. I think these are awesome. Honestly, these would have been a top choice for me for a pink loadout until the gloves Feral came out. I like the kind of cheetah print pattern on there more. These are still solid for me. I'm gonna put these, let's see. They're cool gloves, don't get me wrong. Like, I think they're awesome. I'm gonna put these B tier, and I'm gonna put them above the Royal Rose, because I think that these two kind of fill a similar role. And the Raiders are sweet though, dude. Like, I like how vibrant they are. They're very vibrant. I'm actually, Year of the Tigers. Let's do this instead. I kind of like this more. They belong pretty high in B tier. I'm gonna put them behind the Dragon Glass, but in front of the rest of kind of the bottom of B tier. That feels pretty good. I like those gloves, honestly, to be real. Kind of maybe slightly overpriced, but underrated as far as how many people like them or use them in combos. All right, next up, we've got the Phoenix Risen gloves. Oops, what am I doing? Typing. Okay, we've got the Phoenix Risen gloves, 2,288 gold for a very, very minimalist glove. Not a whole lot going on. Honestly, like, I don't really see anything special about these, dude. I'm not a crazy fan of these. There are so many better options. If you wanted to go with like a black and white or a black or a yellow or a black and yellow loadout, there are so many better options than these. Honestly, dude, these gloves might go D tier, dude, and they probably have to go right behind the Ravages, because the marble gloves would be like a pretty similar combo choice. All of these are just like pretty cheap and underloved, but deservingly so. The Phoenix Risen for me is gonna go right below the Ravage in D tier, and that's where they're gonna stay. Pretty overpriced for what they are. Nothing really special to see there. All right, 47, we got the gloves Haunt. Now these are kind of legendary gloves, dude. Honestly, this might be our first S tier contender. For a red loadout, this is like the top, the creme de la creme, the top of the barrel, top of the field, top choice, top everything, dude. They go so good with red, black, with white knives as well. Like, you could rock a Kumo, you could rock an M9 scratch, you could rock a Karambit scratch. The butterfly knife also looks good with these. I think we might have a contender for our first S tier glove, dude. These are just so gangster, dude. So clean. Expensive, but deservingly so. I think these gloves have to go S tier, man. I do really like these gloves. I'm not glazing. I think these might be some of the best gloves in the game. All right, next up, we've got the gloves Living Flame, which is 3,300 gold. Honestly, I don't like these, dude. I'll be completely honest. These are gonna go way lower than some people might think. I don't see anything really crazy special about these. These give me the same vibes as the Phoenix Risen gloves, where it's like there's just not a lot going on here, dude. I'm gonna put these in D tier. They're gonna go above the Phoenix's Risen. So we're gonna take all of these, move them over to make a little bit of room here. I'd rather have the Ravage gloves, dude. Would I? Nah, let's do this. Top of D tier. Tippity top of D tier. I'd rather have these than the Plague gloves or Ravage gloves, but Living Flame, super overrated. Price-wise, not really worth it. Combo potential, meh. All right, next up, we've got the gloves Retro Wave. These are kind of cool. Purple loadout has potential. Combos though, there's nothing that goes like perfect with these. It kind of has this like rainbow sherbet ice cream kind of vibe where it's like I don't know, dude. Like, I feel like these gloves look better with certain skins than with knives, which maybe is good but kind of defeats the point. I'd rather have a sick glove and knife combo than gloves that look good with certain weapon skins. So for me, honestly, this doesn't sit in B tier for me. C tier is potential. Honestly, I'd rather have a lot of these than C tier. Okay. Honestly, okay, hold on. We might need to do some slight correcting. Slight correcting here. Because first of all, the X-ray is gonna go here. Those are gonna go here. Retro Wave is gonna be above the Fossil, which is probably gonna get moved to D tier. Also probably better than the Rebellion, but not as good as the Spectral. I'd rather have the Spectral gloves, honestly. Onyx for its combo, shatters like the best blue. Okay, this is starting to, okay. Fossil, does Fossil go F tier? Nah, it's better than some things in Fossil. Fossil needs to find a new home above the Phoenix is risen, so dang, we gotta do some more shrinking here. Way more D-tier gloves than I expected. So we'll make these, oops, I'll make these a little bit smaller. Make some room, move these over, come on. Okay, there we go. Fossil's gonna go right here, in the mix of D-tier. Living Flame, the top, Ravage, Fossil, and then we got Rebellion, Living Flame. Okay. This looks better. We had to do some rearranging here. That was not gonna work for C tier. The retro waves are definitely a step above our D tier choices. C tier, some of these I'd much rather have, quite frankly. And also, now that I really think about it, dude, these need to go further back. I'd rather have X-rays than shatters, and the rest of this makes sense. Okay, got it. Moving on. Had to do a little correcting there because the list is getting pretty close to the end now. So we've got a lot of choices. All right, gloves Plague. These are the best purple gloves, hands down. I don't think they deserve S tier, although you might say they're basically the same as the Haunt, but for purple. So how can you say that? For me personally, purple gloves just not like my top favorite. They are pretty clean though. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put them A tier right behind the white gloves because there are some really gangster combos you can do with the Plague gloves. I'm just not the biggest fan of like purple, but these are super clean gloves. Like the Plague is a toss up, man. I could be swayed to put these higher or lower. I don't think S tier, but A tier is pretty solid. Definitely belongs there. If we look at all the B tier gloves, like I would definitely rather have these than all of those. I think, you know, top 1 or 2 in A tiers where the Plague gloves belong, dude. For 3,700 too, they're also very pricey. Very, very pricey gloves. These have continued to go up in price too. Dude, I bought these at like 20 or maybe like low 3,000s. I should have held on to these, bro, because they were way less expensive when I first bought them, but now they've gone way up. Maybe slightly overpriced. No, fairly priced, dude. They could be a little bit lower. If they were around the same price as the Haunt, I wouldn't be mad. Yeah, I think A tier. Let's lock it in. We still have a couple more to go, but I think that those are solid right there. All right, coming in hot, we got the Gloves Impulse. These are new with the 8-year collection. We've got basically red and white. The white is so clean. Probably the only thing is like, dude, I have the same issue with these gloves as I do with the white gloves, is because that little extra bit of color on them limits your combo potential. The Impulse, dude, do I like them more or less than the white gloves? For me personally, these probably go above the Plague, above the Acid, and above the Frond. I don't know if they're better or worse than the white gloves though. The white has so much potential. The Impulse also, dude, at like 5,000. Ooh, I don't know, man. I don't know. They are 8-year gloves. These are probably gonna go up in price too over time. There's only 47 of them. There's not a lot. They're kind of rare. And this is where I have my personal bias, which is like, for me, I have my white and red loadout, so these are like perfect. These might even be better than the white gloves for, you know, my particular inventory. Do I put them above that though? I don't know, it's kind of tough. The white gloves are just very clean. The Impulse, if they were a little bit cheaper, then maybe. I might have to come back to this because I don't know if this feels fair. Do we like the Plague more or less than the Impulse? Ooh, that's also tough. I like the clean white gloves though. I think this might be it. I think A tier for sure. I would put them in front of the Plague. I would. The white gloves though. This is really a toss-up right here. We'll leave it like this. I think the white gloves have a little bit more potential overall. The Impulses are cool, but they're very expensive. If the white gloves are like 1,000 gold or so, that's way better option budget-wise too. So we'll rock it like this, locking it in. Gloves Impulse A tier, man. A tier. We're getting pretty close to the end. We only got 3 more left. Next up, we've got the Gloves Geometric for 5,400 gold doubloons, dude. Ooh. Honestly, in my opinion, this might be another pretty overrated glove. They're cool, but I would much rather have like the Plague. They're kind of basic. They have some cool potential for like combos, but I don't really like them more than anything in A tier. Definitely not A tier. B tier, debatable, but I don't know if I like them more than any of the stuff that's in here either. I'm feeling a strong C tier. I'm thinking middle of C tier. I know this seems crazy. I would much rather have the Tessera gloves, dude. All these top 4 in C tier are strong. I don't think I can move any of the top 4 in C tier. I really think that, honestly, if there was more room for B tier gloves, this top 4 in C tier is like a category above C tier. It's like C plus tier for these first 4. So I'm gonna shrink everything in C tier and put these kind of right in the middle here. That's what I'm gonna do. I feel confident about that because these other gloves in C tier are like okay, but not my favorite. But yeah, top of C tier is very strong. I feel like those are unmovable, dude. Very confident in those picks. So the geometric gloves, gonna go right here, man. Smack in the middle, C tier, bro. That's what they're gonna stay, that's their new home. You can move these over just a wee bit here. This list is getting fat, dude. Look at all these gloves, man. Look at all these gloves. So many choices. All right, last 2. First up is gloves Neuro. These are pretty cool. I like the kind of like circuit board, wiry kind of looking thing. Pink and orange is okay. Not the highest combo potential for 6,320 gold though, bro. These are just so OD price wise. That's probably the biggest limiting factor for me is the price, dude. They can't be that expensive for like what they are, dude. You could buy basically 2 glove haunts for the same price as the Neuros. Damn, I gotta make more room in C tier, man, because these are better than the geometric, but top of C tier is locked in for me. Yeah, I don't feel like moving any of those, so we're gonna do this, man. It's gotta go C tier, and it's gotta go in between the Tessera and the geometric. This is where they belong, right here. Controversial take, maybe. Some of you guys might really like the Neuros, but I can't do it, man. All right, last gloves. The most expensive gloves in the game is the gloves Autumn. These are pretty cool. I do like these. These are another solid white combo set. A lot of orange, a lot of yellow too. These are pretty cool. You could make some arguments for some different combos that would look really great with these. For 8,500 gold though, like super overpriced. For that reason, I can't put them S tier. I wouldn't put them in S tier even if they were cheaper, honestly. This is giving me strong A tier. It's definitely like better than B tier. But honestly, I think the Autumn gloves, I gotta put it at the bottom of A tier. I think that's fair. I think that's where they belong. And with that, I think our list is basically concluded here. Let's get everything resized up. Let's make these a little bit bigger. And this might be our final gloves tier list. Holy cow. There we have it. All 53 gloves ranked in order. I think this is, okay, just hold on. We gotta take a second just to make sure. Just to be sure, because there was a lot of flip-flopping that we did. I wanna lock it in, but I also wanna like just get this order perfectly arranged here. Okay. S tier, gloves haunt, yes. A tier, white, impulse, plague, acid, frond, autumn, yes. Locking it in. B tier, gloves punk, Gambit, Feral, Burning Fist, and Champion are kind of tied, yeah. Dragon Glass, Raider, Year of the Tiger, Templar, Gangster, Rose, Immortal. This is so solid. And then the back end of C tier, like this just, yeah, C tier is solid. C tier can get locked in. D tier, we've got the Living Flame, Ravage, Fossil, Phoenix, Marble, Steam Raider. Yes, 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 and yes. All right, and then F tier, like who really cares? These are all just like, you know, shitter tiers, so it doesn't really matter if we would rearrange any of these, and I don't think I would. That looks accurate to me. Okay, guys, I'm locking it in. This is the gloves tier list. Yes, I'm confident. This is it. That's the gloves tier list. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you made it to the end of the video, let me know in the comments down below if there's any rankings, any tiers that you don't feel like were deserved. If there's any gloves that need to be higher, lower, let me know down in the comments below. Also, let me know what tier list you guys want to see next. There's so many things we could do. We could do combos, we could do particular guns, we could do the maps. There's unlimited potential for this tier list series, so I'm excited that you guys like it. It's a lot of fun to make and always sparks some good conversation down in the comments. So appreciate you guys for watching. If you made it this far in the video, you're a real one. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more Standoff 2 content coming to you very soon. If you enjoyed this video, I'll also have another one on the screen that you can watch right now, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, peace.